We'll talk about some of the seasonal factors in a minute, but what do you think was the problem here? Why the miss?
Some of it was teachers or education employment, which was a sizable negative. We had thought that we'd get a boost from that. I mean, I think if you look at the private sector, it's a more moderate disappointment, but clearly still below expectations. I would attribute a reasonable chunk of it to still Delta and the virus numbers. I do think the virus numbers, while they have been improving, probably still had a negative net impact in September relative to August. You can also see that if you look at people that missed work due to own illness, that number rose further in September, not by a huge amount, but it did go to pretty high levels. So I think it's still really the virus, which has obviously dominated the employment developments for so long now.
That said, we do have hospitalizations down double-digit week on week, 32 straight weeks of declines, at least on hospitalizations. Do you think the fuel is there to get at least a better number for October and maybe some positive revisions next month?
I do. And, I would also emphasize that we got some fairly sizable upward revisions to prior months in this report. I absolutely agree. The virus situation appears to be improving on a much broader front now, so the next report should benefit from that. I also think that the expiration of unemployment benefits, which happened only a week before the September survey week and doesn't seem to have had much of an impact yet, I do think that is going to bring more people into the workforce, and I think that's going to be more visible in the next couple of reports.
That's interesting. That's been a heated debate on the street. I know some of your colleagues, or your rivals, I guess we'll say, on the street have argued that there's zero correlation in the states that ended benefits, at least early. You still think, though, that once households realize those benefits have left, that they're going to be pushed back into the labor force?
I do, and I think if you look at the individual level data in the states that ended benefits early and compare unemployed workers there with unemployed workers elsewhere, you do find significantly higher job finding probabilities in response to the end of the benefits. So I don't think it's optimal to look just at overall job growth numbers in one group of states versus other groups of states, because there are too many different factors. For example, the fact that generally the virus has been more severe, the Delta wave has been more severe in less vaccinated states, which are also generally the ones that ended the benefits early. So you need to dig a little bit deeper. And if you do that, I think you find some pretty compelling evidence that it is a factor. Obviously, there are lots of other things going on.